about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, done with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free.
So Gary, I think without a shadow of a doubt, we're moving on to one of the firm favourites here at GRASSMEN.
Yeah.
What's your take on the 7-8-10?
Probably to date the best tractor has come into the yard. For an all-rounder, it's just unbeatable for that era.
When did it come into the yard and why did it come to the yard?
Late 14, I believe it came to the yard. It was kind of intercepted on its way to England.
That's right.
Tractor actually was based in the south of Ireland at that stage, and it had been bought by an English dealer, but we intercepted it on the way, I believe was the right story, and it never actually got to England. It came straight here. Probably was bought at that stage because there was a lovely 7-7-10 here at that stage, but it was always the 7-8-10 with TLS, front linkage, PTO, left-hand reverse was the sought-after tractor, and the big boots. So that was probably why she came, and in our eyes they were starting to climb in value at that time.
Yes.
And like since that time they have skyrocketed, really. They have. Like they're anti prices now that they probably weren't when they were new. Some of them is making second hand, you know, so it's quite a story that way.
What have we changed? Like where have we spent money on trying to improve it?
I suppose the first thing it got, really, the tractor was very mechanically sound. We put a set of brakes on her when she came, just precautionary. There was a slight issue with her holding the brakes on, if I remember right, whenever
Yes.
she came. That was a check valve. That was sorted out. Fiscus fan coupler, she was on a solid drive Fiscus coupler because of her previous life. She had run a set of triple Moors in England. That's where she started out her life, actually near Alec.
That is correct.
Yeah, Henry Wrighton, I believe, was the contractor that originally had her. So I think there was issues with temperature, and they had extra coolers on her and a solid Fiscus coupler, which she couldn't listen to her. That spoiled the noise of the engine. So we put her back to original. Went to Johnny's then. The rims were scabby. She got the rims done up, steps painted, and the original front linkage was tidied up at that time. Since that, I think we went into the front PTO at that stage as well, because that wasn't fully operational. But since that, there's been a new 5-ton linkage recently fitted, Very tidy setup on it now, and up to the 5 ton, I suppose, is a big bonus if she's going to be doing some more buck raking, or, you know, I don't know. She's probably, well, there's a tractor come out of the yard recently, but to date, I would say that's my favourite tractor in the yard. The 820 has now come along, which is probably a contender to swing me, but again, she has a lot to live up to with this, because every time I find this tractor, every time I step into it, you forget how good it is. It just goes and does stuff with ease.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's, you know, I on a personal level loved the 7.710. I really was gutted that we moved it on, but we felt at that time we couldn't justify the 2.
Yeah.
And it went to its new life with Alec Wilkinson, and is working hard out there.
Yeah, it is, to be fair. Yeah.
But the nostalgia is not with the 7.7, even though they're identical, really.
Yeah, and the 7.7 was a beautiful driving tractor. It was just missing the TLS.
Yes.
That was just its biggest problem. But other than that, it was a smashing tractor too. Like. And
she's the very last of them, I do believe.
This is very last. She's common rail, left-hand reverse. Yeah. That's her 03, I believe she has. Yeah.
What kind of horsepower?
Well, there is a switchable chip on this tractor, so it goes, I think, with the chip off, she's doing about 185, 186, something like that, and then chip on, she's not too far off the 210.
She's just nice.
Well, it's the same engines in an 85, so that gives you a perspective on the scope the engine has, but it's the cooling pack that limits you in these for power, you know. But like the tractor, to me, the tractor has oceans of power for her size. It's the torque it has. It lugs along and does it. It's the big engine. No replacement for displacement, isn't that the saying? Like.
Well, have you a favourite moment watching it work over the years, or?
Probably driving it, probably on the buck rake for me, but watching it work was all one on the NC trailer, and like there was loads of different new model tractors and combinations in the yard that day, and this just destroyed them all for grip, power, whatever you faced it at in the farm, it just did it. And I remember Olwen having to pull in with half a load on where another tractor got stuck that was empty. We'll not mention brands or names, and I remember him saying after it, I didn't even know where the 4-wheel drive switch was. You know, so the tractor's just does anything you point it at with ease.
But she is, and like we do see the work that those models do with the likes of Alec Wilkinson. They're doing the work of your modern powerhouses.
They are, right? Yeah. And I think going out to Alec too, you really seen what they were able to do out there, like pulling, 5-metre cultivators and, usually a 7 for a plough with Alex, but I seen one on an 8 for Alex, and it's just how has the stuff moved forward? It hasn't really. These were probably one of the best ever made, and that's a benchmark really tractor to me.
I think Jamie Seaton summed it up well at Wilson's. He said if you could take an old 7.810 and put some new panels on them and offer it for resale, you'd be back to a #1 selling tractor.
If you could set an R series cab onto that would be awesome. Yeah. So it would, yeah.
But have you a worst moment?
I've been thinking about this, and I can't really say this tractor's ever done any. It's never put a foot wrong, so I can't really say there's been a bad moment with it. really, it's all good. Like, as I say, every time you get into it, you forget how good it is, and like, no, I couldn't say there's been a bad experience with this tractor so far.
Are there any plans for this tractor in the future here, or?
Yeah, well, she's not going to be going anywhere too fast, I would say, but I would say the next move's going to be rubber. The tyres that's on her, yeah, they're. I think she justifies a set of nice Michelins, I think, as the ambition to have on her, like a set of Zeo bibs, or I think it would finish her off.
Pretty much the same as what has arrived in the 820 Fint.
Yeah, if she was sitting on that setup, I think that's the ultimate goal for the tractor. And then, but she's got her linkage and PTO now, so like really, other than that, the tractor's, you know, yeah, there's, I suppose this has went on for a reason. It's the double mower setup. There's a front and rear John Deere setup there from her era, and I think me and you both has fond memories of watching these on double mower setups, and that's the ultimate goal, to have that.
Not a rear mounted mower.
No.
Trailed.
1365.
Yes.
Yeah. Proper mowing setup.
So she's a keeper.
There's no doubt in that. I would say the 47's only ahead of her, and if they had to be sold in the morning, I would say the 47's the only one ahead of her, in my opinion now. But I could be wrong. But
well, I agree. If the Dutz is a tough one in there, but the Dutz is Duncan's, so we don't have to put it into the same bracket. Let's just not go broke.
No, we'll not go there. We'll not go there.